morning and welcome to Charlotte Christian's A Closer Look, our virtual open house. I am so glad that you have chosen to spend a few moments with us this morning as we share with you all the great and wonderful things happening at Charlotte Christian. First and foremost, I want you to know we've been praying for you. We know this is a big decision for your family, and so as a community, we are praying that God leads you and guides you through this process. We, of course, hope that you decide to join us at Charlotte Christian. During the admission process, one of the best things we get to do is to learn about your family. So I'd like to start this morning with sharing a little bit about my family. And here's a photo of my family. Yes, if you're counting, there are 7 children up there, and we are so blessed as a family to have been a part of Charlotte Christian for the past 10 years. My beautiful wife Lisa is on the far left, and you can see all of our children. Let me tell you a little bit about each one of them. And they're in age order to make this easy for you. So next to me is my oldest daughter, Maggie. She graduated from Charlotte Christian in 2013, went on to Lee University, and is now the general manager of a local Chick-fil-A franchise here in Charlotte. And we're excited that she is about to get married in just a few short months. Next is my son, Jonah, who graduated from Charlotte Christian in 2014. He went on to Clemson University and now works here in Charlotte for Vanguard Financial Services. And we're so blessed that he, 2 years ago, married another Charlotte Christian graduate who also went to Clemson. And we're blessed to have her as a member of our family as well as she finishes grad school to be a Christian counselor. We have twin daughters who are seniors in college. Hope is a senior at Lee University where she's a major in history and secondary education. And Emma is a senior at Covenant College in Georgia where she's a sports management major and playing varsity softball. Our son Jacob graduated from Charlotte Christian in 2018 and is now a junior at Appalachian State. Our son Jediah graduated last year from Charlotte Christian and he's a freshman at Wheaton College just outside of Chicago. And finally, our daughter Faith is an 8th grader here at Charlotte Christian. As parents, Lisa and I are so thankful for all the teachers and administrators who poured into our students' lives over the last several years. Those relationships continue to today, and we're blessed by that. And we continue to be thankful for the Charlotte Christian community's impact on our family. I would like to share with you our school mission statement. This is very important to us as a school as our Board of Trustees, administrators, and faculty use this as the basis for all decisions that are made on campus each and every day. Our mission statement reads, Charlotte Christian School is a Christ-centered college preparatory school equipping and developing students to effectively integrate biblical truth and learning into their daily lives and to impact the culture for Christ. I would like to unpack that a little bit for you so you can understand who we are as a school. First and foremost, we are Christ-centered. What that means for us as a school is that everything we do is going to go back to the scriptures. The world today is telling our students and our children that there is no absolute truth. What you believe is good for you and what I believe is good for me, and we can just tolerate one another. We at Charlotte Christian reject that notion. We believe there is absolute truth and it's found in God's Word. So that means in all of our classrooms, all of our programs, on all of our athletic teams, we're going to go back to what God teaches us and try to instill that into our students. That's what it means for us to be a Christ-centered school. Secondly, we are college preparatory. College preparatory for our middle and upper school students means we're going to offer a full array of honors, college preparatory, and AP courses for our students. We also want to make sure we achieve a balance which allows them to enjoy all aspects of how God has gifted them, including the fine arts and athletics. And what that means for us as a school is that we want to prepare our students for the next level. We're going to go back and make sure that the curriculum is challenging and rigorous for your child. And we're going to do that individually. Our teachers are gifted at differentiating our instruction so that we can meet the unique needs of your children. And finally, we're going to equip and develop your students. And the best way we can do that is to put wonderful and talented and passionate teachers before them each and every day. Your children will be on our campus for 6, 7, maybe even 8 hours a day. And I know the most important thing is who they're listening to throughout that day. And so I can guarantee you we're going to put in front of your children teachers who share your values and vision and dreams for your children. As parents, I know that as my children grew older, they tuned mom and dad out a little bit more each year and they tuned someone else in. And I'm so thankful that who they tuned in were the wonderful teachers that were with them each and every day. As a college preparatory school, one of the questions we often get asked is, where do your graduates go to college? Behind the mission statement here, you can see a picture of one of our graduating classes, and you can see by the shirts being worn by our seniors, they're going to great schools all throughout this country. But I challenge you as parents to consider a different question. Not where do your college graduates go, but rather, who are your students when they go to college? That's the more important question. Are they ready academically, spiritually, socially, and physically? That's what we want to do for your students, to prepare them for the college that God has called them to. A couple of quick facts about Charlotte Christian. We opened our doors in 1950, so we're excited to celebrate our 70th anniversary this school year. As you can see, we have a little over 1,130 students enrolled, which is record enrollment this year as well. And I am so thankful that we are able to be on campus, even in the midst of a pandemic. Our team has done an amazing job of keeping our entire campus healthy and safe. Charlotte Christian is an independent, non-denominational school. And what that means for us is that we do not have a parent church or denomination that oversees our governance. We believe this is one of our distinctives. What it allows us to do is to come together as Christ followers and learn from one another in the traditions we each may enjoy in our own churches. This diversity is one of the many diversities that we celebrate on our campus. We continue to look for ways how do we serve all members of our community. One of the best parts of being head of school is I get to work with an amazing senior staff, and this morning 2 of them are joining us to share about the middle and upper school. Mrs. Brooke Morgan is our middle school principal, and she actually joined our staff in 2017 as the upper school dean of students, and then last year was appointed middle school principal. Prior to joining Charlotte Christian's team, she served many years in a local public middle school. And Mr. Sean Brown is our upper school principal, and this is his 4th year in that role. He's been at Charlotte Christian for over 20 years and has served in many capacities. We are truly blessed to have both of these individuals leading these amazing divisions. Thank you both for joining me this morning. Brooke, why don't you share a little bit about what you love about the Charlotte Christian Middle School?
What I love about the middle grades years are that these are very impressionable times in your child's life. So every day we are working to build relationships with your students, to connect with them on a personal level, and to make sure that we're really getting them ready for the next level. I've been in the upper school for the past 3 years, so I have a unique perspective and what they need to get ready for that next level. I have great respect for Mr. Brown and his team and all they do for their students as they transition them to college. So we work really hard in the middle school on those key transition times for your child's life, from 5th to 6th grade and then from 8th to 9th grade.
Middle school is such a unique time for kids, and we want them to discover how God has gifted them. Can you share a little bit about the opportunities to do that?
Sure. So in middle school, this is a time we want them to try new things, whether it's a new sport, a new fine arts, maybe a new instrument, or try out for the musical, or a new STEM class. We really want to encourage them to get outside of their comfort zone and try something new. So our STEM classes are a great chance for our students to learn something new, whether it's robotics or engineering or forensic science. We have Genius Hour. Our fine arts department offers everything from introductory, orchestra, band, drama, all the way to ukulele or guitar. So these electives, in addition to our chapel services and our advisory program, are created to be developmentally appropriate for this age group.
Thanks, Brooke. We are so grateful for your leadership in our middle school. Sean, could you share a little bit about the distinctive experience an upper school student will have at Charlotte Christian?
Of course, I'd be happy to. I think first of all, we have a faculty that wants to educate our students with excellence, and being able to teach from a biblical worldview and framework kind of kicks that off, because faith and learning at Charlotte Christian are intertwined. Secondly, we want our faculty, we want our kids to enjoy one another in the appropriate relationship by encouraging by relationships. That could take the form of an advisory, that could be teachers helping students early in the morning, that could take the shape of us being on a Windy Gap retreat, or just sitting at a lunch table trying to connect with one another on a relational level. And then we would like for our teachers in the classroom on a daily basis to equip our students for relevance. So things that take place in the classroom, we want to be connected to what's going on in the daily life and experience of our students.
One of our goals at Charlotte Christian is to have a balanced education for all of our students, socially, spiritually, and academically. What does that look like in the upper school?
Well, there are a number of things that comes to my mind when we talk about the spiritual component, whether it's our chapel program, whether it's students taking mission trips for the service opportunities that can be really life-changing for our students as another experience. I would say co-curricularly, our athletic programs are second to none, where kids can experience being under the tutelage of various coaches and using the vehicle of athletics to continue to shape and mold them into the unique men and women God would have them to be. On the academic front, we have a great counseling team that works with all of our students, obviously starting at the freshman level to make sure they're all engaged in their 4-year plan. We have a robust offering of APs, honors, which is all college prep. And as it states in our mission statement, our students will be equipped and developed ultimately to impact the culture for Christ. We have a stellar fine arts program, so we have students involved in plays, students involved in art classes. It could be intermediate, could be at the beginning level or at the advanced level, as well as all types of music programs. Ultimately, we have the unique opportunity to build off the foundation that has been laid from our lower school and our middle school. So we are very thankful and privileged to have the opportunity to serve our families.
Speaking of families, each of us is privileged to be administrators here, but we have the unique opportunity to also be parents. Can you share a little bit about what it's like to be a parent of your own child in your division?
Sure. So my daughter Grayson is in 7th grade, and sometimes that's a great thing. Sometimes it's not so much if you ask her on any given day. What I love the most about having my daughter here at the school is that she is really looking to the adults in her lives as role models. Of course, our students don't listen to parents as much as we would like them to. So she is looking to the adults in her life to teach her how to treat her peers and other adults. One time this summer, as I was preparing for school, she saw that I was a little bit overwhelmed and tired, and she just looked at me and said, "Mom, we just need to stop for a second and pray." And I thought, wow, I mean, I wish that I could take credit for that spiritual maturity in her, but honestly, it is all credited to Charlotte Christian and the adults that she's had in her life since lower school and into middle school, that she would be able to really take that moment to help me as a mom pause and put my priorities back in line and help me through that. So that was a neat opportunity for me as a mom at Charlotte Christian.
Having 2 students at Charlotte Christian has been a unique and unbelievable experience all at the same time. So to be in a great partnership with the school as parents, not only as employees, has been fun and interesting. I think one unique thing is the fact that as parents, we continue to instill biblical principles and values into our kids, but then they get to come to school where our teachers are helping our students to take every thought captive, the truth and the untruth, and expose those things so our kids can wrestle with different topics and different issues, and then our students can come home and we can have a discussion around those. So I'm very grateful for how the school has helped to shape my 2 kids, my daughter Morgan, currently a senior at Charlotte Christian School, and my son Terrell, who is currently a junior at Wheaton College.
Now I'd like to welcome Dr. Teresa Casey, our Chief Academic Officer. Dr. Casey's role is to tie our JK through 12th grade curriculum together for all of our students and teachers. Dr. Casey, thanks for joining us. Can you share a little bit about your role at Charlotte Christian and all the great things going on in our JK-12 academic program?
Absolutely. It's my pleasure to serve our program. And one of the ways that I do that is I work closely with the principals in each of the divisions. We work carefully to design purposeful professional development for all the teachers to ensure, whether it's lower school, middle school, or upper school, that we're meeting the needs of each of our individual students. In addition to the professional development, we've worked carefully to build a program for our students that is academically rigorous, responsive, and careful to make sure that each student has their needs met. So that means if we have a student that needs to be enriched and ready to soar to the next level, we have designed a program that meets that student's individual needs, that they can thrive and strive. If we have a student that needs some extra practice and they need to spend one more day learning about how to regroup or how that chemistry bond forms, then we're going to take the time to make sure that that student has what they need. What I am most proud of is an academic program that is based in research and founded in data that we learned about our students. We ensure that we've built a program that is responsive and that is based in what best practice tells us that we should do. Our students are prepared because we have taken the opportunity to enrich students who need to be enriched and support those that may need some academic support. We have provided a program that prepares our students for whatever next step they have as they go into the world. They're prepared to be a doctor, to be a lawyer, to be a pastor, wherever the Lord has called them to serve.
Chris, can you share a little bit about our approach to technology on campus?
One of the things that we set out when we built a technology program was to ensure that our students had the most updated and current technology in their hands so that they're ready to be 21st century technology contributors. This past spring, our students who are one-to-one in the middle school with iPads and one-to-one with MacBook Airs in the upper school relied heavily on those very devices as we transitioned to online school. We recognized at that time it was the best practice that we could continue to deliver our excellent education service to our students, but now recognize as we transition back this fall that we're going to relegate it back to the tool that it is to help our students to learn. It's not the central focus of all we do, but it is an excellent tool to help support the learning and teaching that we do each day at school.
Thanks, Teresa, and thank you so much for joining us today. We are praying for your family as you seek God's will for this important decision. A few members of our community want to share a little bit about their experiences at Charlotte Christian, and then a member of our admissions team will share with you about next steps for your application. May God continue to bless you and your family.
Our experience at Charlotte Christian has been so positive. My son has changed so profoundly. He's so joyful and just loves coming to school.
I think for me, the thing that I got from Charlotte Christian was this audacious belief that by God's grace, we could change the world. That's a big thought to put into a young mind. Somebody empowering a child to know that they have the ability to do that with God's strength is the only thing that will send them to go do that. If we're told that we have to think small, if we're told that we need to stay in our bubble, that we can only influence our sphere of the world, that's good. But it's not enough sometimes. We have to be told by leaders in our world that we have the ability to affect global good. And that's what Charlotte Christian gave me. It gave me the audacious belief that through the power of God, I had the ability to change the world.
If you're looking for an extension of the same values that you're teaching at home relative to godly principles, Charlotte Christian is a place for you.
We were looking for rigorous academics, sports program, and as well as faith-based was very important to us. When we visited Charlotte Christian, we would see the students holding the doors open for us, and the manners that were used were pretty impressive. And when we left there, I just said, this is where we want our kids to be.
Charlotte Christian School does a great job of providing balance for the student's life. Of course, you have the academics, you have most importantly, the spiritual component, but you also have socialization. The school does an excellent job of developing the entire child.
One of the things that makes Charlotte Christian so special is that the community that's there, especially the staff, aren't gonna let people fall through the cracks. Your student's going to get the individualized attention they need academically, but they're also going to get to learn life lessons that go beyond the classroom, that prepare them for when they want to make decisions down the road and figure out who they want to be. They're surrounded by people who love them regardless of what they do in the classroom, but they're still going to push them to succeed in the classroom. You're going to have teachers that they'll write recommendation letters, they'll take time out of their class to make sure you succeed.
It was one of the best decisions that we've made as parents.
It's the best investment you can make is in your children.
And we've made a lot of mistakes as parents, but this was not one of them.
Thank you for taking a closer look at Charlotte Christian School. I am Joanne Calhoun, and I serve as the Director of Admission for the middle and upper school here at Charlotte Christian School. Together, let's review the next steps in the admissions process. To begin, please visit the Charlotte Christian School website and click on the Admissions tab. You will see Apply Now, where you can set up your My CCS account and begin the online application process. Next, the applicant questionnaire should be completed by your student in their own handwriting and then uploaded to your MyCCS account. For middle and upper school applicants, the Independent School Entrance Exam, or ICE, will be required. Please visit their website to choose from the available testing dates. The website is www.iseetest.org. Your student's school transcript, along with their math, English, and principal or guidance counselor recommendations, should be submitted at the end of the fall semester. Each applicant, along with one or both parents, will participate in a family interview. The admissions office will reach out to schedule this virtual meeting after the application has been received. The admissions decisions will be shared on March 26, 2021 through MyCCS. Following this broadcast, please join us for a live Q&A by clicking on the Zoom link that was included in your invitation. Our admissions team looks forward to meeting your family and especially getting to know your student. Thank you so much for being with us today.